Hi, Tom Cruise.
Obviously. And I'm Chris McQuarrie.
Well, obviously. And we'd like a moment of your time to talk to you about video interpolation.
Video interpolation, or motion smoothing, is a digital effect on most high-definition televisions and is intended to reduce motion blur in sporting events and other high-definition programming.
The unfortunate side effect is that it makes most movies look like they were shot on high-speed video rather than film. Now, this is sometimes referred to as the soap opera effect.
Without a side-by-side comparison, many people can't quite put their finger on why the movie they're watching looks strange.
Most HD TVs come with this feature already on by default, and turning it off requires navigating a set of menus, with interpolation often referred to by another brand name.
If you own a modern high-definition television, there's a good chance you're not watching movies the way the filmmakers intended, and the ability to do so is not simple for you to access.
Filmmakers are working with manufacturers to change the way video interpolation is activated on your television, giving you easier access and greater choice over when to use this feature.
Meanwhile, a quick internet search should provide you with step-by-step instructions on how to quickly disable the feature so that you can enjoy the movie you're about to see exactly as the filmmakers intended.
On behalf of everyone who works so hard to bring you the very best motion picture experience, thank you very much for listening.
Enjoy.
1, 2, 3!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! It's another year of Harrison Ford. Yes, here we go.
The Ford Fiesta in full effect. Adam Witt, myself, Paul Preston, here to ring in the new year with Harrison Ford talk and banter. We're going to get back to our next film on the Harrison Ford Fiesta train, rolling through his IMDb one movie at a time as we do. That would be Sabrina, and we hope to get to that next week. But just getting back from a long break. You probably heard I had surgery, and there were holidays, and there's all sorts of nonsense that got in the way of us doing another show. Traveling, of course, which you do during the holidays as well. I was in Vegas. Adam went to the Midwest, and so it's been a minute, and there's a lot to talk about. And what you drinking, Adam?
Oh, just hot water out of my Ohio coffee cup here.
You're pulling a Howard Stern? That's what he does. He drinks.
Yeah, I'm a hot water guy. I just realized I'd been making tea and stuff, and I don't always want coffee. And I realized it's the warm liquid thing that's just really enjoyable. I'm like, why even put tea in it? I'm just going for hot water.
Yes, Cam, it's also true. I'm engaged to be married. Yes, so that did happen also. That happened in November, but we started a slow announcement about it, and the word got out last month to where Susan, my fiance, is kind enough to say yes. So we're doing it all her way. So the first thing she did was go out and get me an engagement ring. So you'll notice that while we're going, I have what few friends have called a man-engagement ring. So now I have that as well.
It's just funny that if someone like some of these traditions, if I hear them and I go, okay, that's the way it goes. I don't know if it fully occurred to me that men also don't get an engagement ring. Until you told me that, I go, oh yeah, I guess that's a thing. But if someone had always said that was a thing, you go, well, of course. Yeah. It's just such a weird.
There's a whole bunch of things that Susan thought about marriage. She heard a bunch of people talking about locking the guy down, and she's like, why would I want to ruin a guy's life who wants to go out and have a time of his life with all the women he can and all that stuff? Until she realized, well, I'm not that guy. I like settling down. And so
you're Mr. Romantic.
Yeah. And so she got on that train and again was kind enough to say yes. So
that's very sweet.
So I both very lucky. Can't tell you when it's going to happen. Can't tell you. It's all her. Whatever she says goes. Could be this year. Could be never. Maybe we're engaged forever. I don't know. But is that true? It can.
What?
There it was.
I was like, oh wait, breaking news. Yeah. I'm like, wait. Really? Oh,
yeah, that's cool.
I did see this on Twitter. Yes. This is true. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I have a feeling when we get married, should we get married again? Susan's call. We'll take them off, say the vows, put them right back on again. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to get another band. And Susan's ring is a band that has diamonds embedded in it as opposed to the big stone on top because Pantera's got thoughts on this.
Did you have a bad dream? Did you have a bad dream? Carrying his blanket around. Kitty cat. Come here. You want to say hi?
It's gonna be, Susan has kind of a band too, so that's probably where we'll end up, just wearing these forever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as you said, she's sporty, so it's like the considerations for the ring could not be extravagant, which means that she's your type of girl anyway. It's like, oh, the fact that that's a consideration, that another reason Susan is cool.
Well, listen, I mean, it's cheaper for the guy to not get the giant wrist. Oh, yeah,
right. The quiet part out loud.
Yes. So, okay, what to talk about in terms of Harrison Ford? Adam's got a big gift exchange thing here we'll get to in a second. Let me just
I got a little story to hit that up, so we can cover something else first before I get into
burn
that.
through some like media I've uploaded here.
All
First
right.
of all, the stuff that has nothing to do with Harrison Ford, I want to burn through, but it's absolutely shareable stuff. Well, this has to do with Star Wars. You know what this is called, Adam? I saw this art and it had a name and I thought it was really stupid. So I thought I would get on here and share it with you.
Well, that is a B1 battle droid a B1 battle droid. So the Captain America. So is it a pun?
Kind of.
Captain America droid. I don't know.
Steve Roger Rogers.
Oh, of course. Thanks for thanking of me when you saw that.
Yeah. So that's dumb. And that's out there.
So that's dumb. We really need the sound effect of throwing the pen through the window when you just end something like it. Right. Where's that sound effect?
So other things that aren't Ford related. I just had a few up here, but I wanted to get at them. Did you see Ryan Reynolds? There were like pictures from Deadpool 3 leaked. So then
I didn't see any new ones. I saw him in Wolverine, which was amazing.
Well, then
Wolverine
he leaked
in the full yellow costume.
He leaked his own too, so he like did some wacky like this is
right on.
Always provides the right sense of humor. Is another
boy, really, right? Just nails it. Oh, hilarious! Wow, yeah, he really does nail it. In fact, I think he accepted some. He's a producer on some show that won a Golden Globe and accepted as Deadpool. I mean, it's just a Twitter thing because he says the F word 3 times, but that was pretty funny too.
Yeah.
I can't believe how he's embodied Deadpool. I mean, much like Hugh Jackman, when I saw Hugh Jackman for the first time, and I'm a geek, like whenever I see a live action interpretation of a superhero for the first time, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Banshee in the old X Teens TV show or whatever it was, a Generation X TV show, which I took my VCR over to my friend who had cable so I'd get a good recording of it. So yes, I have a very good 2-hour speed recording of the Generation X TV movie. But even that, I'm like, it's Banshee. It's awesome. But when I saw Wolverine, I was like, holy crap, that is Wolverine. And Deadpool, it's the same thing, man. It's just so good. Oh yeah, welcome to Wrexham, which is
Oh, did that win an award? Yeah, that's the show that he put together. And it's I've yet to see it, but it's quite a story. Yeah, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't have the name for this. It was a stupid joke anyway. But
Roger.
I saw this the other day, and I wondered if you knew who this was. Oh wait,
no.
Wait, did we go through this? Oh, we might have already gone through this.
I haven't seen this.
Oh, okay.
Look at that font.
Pulsar, the Ultimate Man.
Look at the 70s advertisement on that font. Someone bring that font back. Look at all the. I mean, that is like what was the kids' magazines that they always had, Kapow or whatever back in the day. Oh my gosh, I've never heard of Pulsar. That's incredible. I can't believe there's a toy I've never heard of.
The Ultimate Man of Adventure. Basically, you can see his organs, and
you
then
can see his organs.
You can learn about organs while he has adventures. I guess.
Wow. I think they just repurposed the Visible Man, right? They had like a Visible Man where you could see all the innards, and they just added some moving arms to him, and you got Pulsar. This is coming off of $6 Million Man, made this type of thing very popular. So I think this is meant to jump off of the Steve Austin.
Who was the other guy I brought in recently because I didn't know who he was? Chromiar? No, Chrome.
Oh, Crystar.
Crystar.
Oh, yeah. Crystar, who I just looked up to see if it was available yet because I'm obsessed with action figures now. Yeah, Crystar, Man of Crystal. And I can't believe that pop culture. I can't believe all these things just didn't get forgotten. It's incredible. Yes, I'm going to own Crusade, but it says delivery January 2025, so I don't know what that means. Pulsar, look at that font. Look at that. Why doesn't more things look like? Well, I think things are actually starting to look more like this. This is we're tired of being boring.
Retro vibe.
Yeah, enough of black and silver. For the everything was black and silver for a while. I know it's the Raiders and NWA and stuff, but then everything just became black and silver. And I used to complain that streets look like Skittles when I was a teenager. Now it's just all black and white and silver and spooge colored white cars.
I know that's been your downtake for 25 years now on superheroes. Everyone, Batman was so dark and gothic that everyone did that, and then there was no color until Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, in my opinion, when you had a daytime sequence with colored balloons and a green goblin chasing a red and blue Spider-Man around a blue sky. And I thought, wow, it's okay. Someone brought some color to these things. And then it's been still been a mix on and off of that. Nolan got dark again. And so it's having color in your superhero movie is just not very common.
Well, it reminds me of a lot. It's lost generationally now, I think, because it was a big deal when you would finally see what a superhero costume was going to look like for a live action movie. And it was always black leather with some sort of like I remember the X-Men had it's black leather, but you could see, the little in the black leather inlaid is what Wolverine's costume would look like if we did it any justice at all. Like he had little stripes or whatever, but they were black stripes. They were, the black leather era. And when Spider-Man costume came out for the first one, the shocking thing was, I mean, everybody was just like, it actually looks like the costume. That had never been done before. It didn't feel like so. Yeah. And then Marvel has been screen accurate with everything. Then it got boring. You're like, here's the new costume. You're like, oh, it looks like the comics. Wow. Which is one of the great things.
Yeah.
From Marvel. Pulsar. Yes.
Ultimate Man of Adventure.
Zaxxon. Yeah, that's a very Zaxxon logo.
Who is Zax? Now, I hear Zaxxon, and I think the video game.
That's what he's talking about.
Oh, that's what he's talking about.
Zaxxon, above the thing. I think Zaxxon had a pretty...
the font kind of, maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Slightly bulbous.
Some other things that's worth posting. This happened over a month ago now, but I went to see Dream Scenario Q&A with Nick Cage.
Oh, wow.
So that's entertaining alone. And then turns out that movie is great. So I just wanted to recommend that movie for everybody. And Cage was super cagey, which was great.
Was he?
Oh, yeah. He's
the opposite of what the word cagey means, but you mean cagey like in Nicolas Cage.
That's true.
He's forthcoming.
Here's a tweet that came out around Halloween. Some neighborhood kids were playing Star Wars outside my window, and one kid was like, I'm Kylo Ren, and a couple girls were like, Jet Air, so much better, and knocked him over and took his lightsaber stick, and he said, you can't do that, I'm Kylo Ren. That's the most Kylo Ren thing I've ever heard. I wish I could attribute this to who said it. I can't, though, but I just thought that was really
I mean, it does your heart well to hear that kids are still playing Star Wars and that there's new characters. I mean, if I overheard a kids playing Star Wars and one said, I'm Kylo Ren, I'm like, that's a character that's only been around for 6 years or something. That's crazy. That's
cool.
That's very cool. I mean, as a kid who played a lot of Star Wars on the playground, I'm sure you did too.
Did you ever do like I did, where it'd be just me and my friend Tim, and then all the bad guys were just imaginary? Right? We just go into the woods, and then there'd be stormtroopers, and we'd shoot at them. Then someone would get hurt, and we'd have to take care of them, and then get up and go and try and get the base. But there's nobody else playing except me and him. But there's all these stormtroopers in the woods that we were just making up at the time.
I did not realize, Paul. I think that's how we played it too. Because I mean, if it was my three friends, we would play Star Wars on the playground. Well, there you go. One of us is Luke, one of us is Han, one of us is Chewbacca or something. Nobody's going to be playing Darth Vader or whatever. So yeah, I guess we did have imaginary. My favorite thing was we had very dangerous monkey bars, right? And so they had, I mean, well, seriously, I mean, these things were just the things we had to play with on the playground in our age were a menace to society.
Yeah,
they are not around anymore. Yeah, just the very simple. Oh no, the very simple thing of the merry-go-round. Well, you get that thing spinning, people be flying off of that. Had to go, right? The merry-go-round, and the other one was and the teeter-totter.
That's true.
something as simple as the teeter-totter. Well, what are you going to do? Jump off of it, make your friend fly to the ground and fall off it? Okay, get that out of here too. Just do. But ours was so huge that we pretended it was the innards of because this thing must have been, well, from my childhood height, it seemed like it was like 8 feet tall, 8 feet wide, and just a big box of all this metal. So when you were trying to fix the Millennium Falcon, it was so fun. You could kind of run through the innards of, you'd make the cockpit like the top part where you kind of sit on the bar there, and everything else was kind of like the innards, and you'd be crawling around. And so we were constantly fixing the Millennium Falcon so we could do the whatever Han says when he's running around the innards of the Millennium Falcon there.
Always one to chime in with shit to do. Camshaft says, speaking of merry-go-round, Paul will have to go to Luna Luna in downtown LA. I've heard of this. It's the theme park that never was, designed by John Michael Basquiat.
What?
And a couple other artists like that. And so their lost creations are now on display to just wander around and check out. I don't think it's a functioning theme park, but it's now an art installation of their theme park designs and things. So anyway, yeah, I do have to do that. You're right. That's on the list. The list is massive though, so I get to what I can, but thank you. No, I that I went to see the Disney display thing you talked about, so I do take this stuff seriously. Absolutely. And I write it down.
Yeah. Luna. Well, it makes me think like, all these skateboarders and that sort of stuff. Yeah, computer fight. Computer fight in the banks there. But
computer fight?
Yeah. Computer theft is a serious crime.
Worth a rewatch.
Crimes against the Constitution.
Zucker fun right here.
Did you yell computer fight in your house too and then do that?
Yeah.
I just want to see that. I wish there was footage of that. You were just yelling, computer fight!
Screen. The most old guy thing you can do also. Remember when people didn't know how to print, you would hit the he's not a fucking paper. He's got some modest problems there. Thrilling putting the paper back in the HP load letter. Ooh, special effects.
You're going to jail, pal.
I worked too hard on that for it not to be played more than once.
Yeah, we'll play it every week. I don't care.
That's good. Oh my gosh.
All right, some other stuff from while we were gone. I was pleased to see this. This was November 26th, obviously, but at Vidiot's, which is the Valley's New Beverly.
Heck yeah.
But look, sold out. I was excited to see Working Girls sell out.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Because, anything Harrison Ford, I want people to still go and check it out. But they may have had someone, there it is. Max Minghella was there. To
Max
do Q&A.
Minghella.
That doesn't hurt for selling tickets, but
right.
That was cool. Oh, this is nothing to do with Harrison Ford, but it made me laugh.
Time. Did it take a long time for that? That's pretty good.
That's pretty dumb.
That's pretty dumb. But hey, dumb is what we do.
And what is this? I forgot what this is. Oh, Indiana Jones. That's old.
Oh, there was a lot of tweets of Harrison Ford at the Golden Globes last night, and I just wanted to share my favorite.
I think it's all my non-Harrison Ford related stuff. And the other stuff I have that may not be directly Harrison Ford related is at least Star Wars or otherwise indie related. So have at.
Oh, sorry, I got to send it to my to the computer here first. So one more story, and then I'll airdrop a copy.
Oh, I can show some more stuff. I don't even remember what this is. What is this? Oh, an alien synopsis from a Hong Kong bootleg DVD. Or this is not Harrison Ford. This is an alien synopsis from a Hong Kong bootleg DVD.
Gotta love it.
Needs to be in a museum and guarded as a cultural treasure, says Beyond Fest. Spaceship people get up from sleeping coffin and have eat. Computer woman finds strange noisings on planet and astronauts go to seeing. Astronauts find big elephant man who dead, then find too many egg. Astronaut is possesses by egg demon, and new egg demon is come to eat bad noodle. 7 friends and cat all try to find egg demon before spaceship go home, but is hardworking. Who will life to escaping?
But
Who
it's
is
hard
bad-
working.
Who is bad milk blood robot? Scream not working because space make deaf.
Oh, scream not working because space make deaf. That is totally a translation and then a retranslation of in space nobody can hear you scream.
Correct.
Like it's translated then retranslated back. Scream not working because space make deaf. Wow. Who will life to escaping? I mean, bad milk blood robot is a pretty accurate. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how a 5-year-old would describe it, right? Egg demon.
I don't know. He's bad milk blood robot.
Bad milk blood robot. Who will life to escaping? Find too many egg. That's good. Here we go. Here's my favorite Harrison Ford with the chair from this anime movie that did very well, but I'm unfamiliar with it. But
Yeah, I'm
evidently a 3-legged chair is one of the themes or something of it.
Boy and the Heron. Yeah.
No. It's a
Oh.
different one.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I mean anime is back. But I wish I could. Oh no, wait here. Oh, I did write it down. Suzume.
Oh, that was
Suzume.
yeah. Okay, that's the one that I'd never heard of. That was.
I had not heard of it till the Globes, which is kind of the point of the Globes. Also, is to if you haven't heard of these great movies, then we're going to give an award so that you can follow along at your local multiplex. But yeah, the chair from Suzume. I don't know why that's just so innocent and cute, and it turns out it's an anime prop. So I was like, oh,
Let's talk about Ford at the Globes. They cut to him every once in a while, but it's
Yes.
interesting. It was one of the first times I saw Ford at one of these big things where he didn't give out an award because he's Mr. Gravitas, right? Like he presented Shakespeare in Love, famously presented. It's going to be him or Tom Cruise or Meryl Streep or Oprah, like it was last night. It's going to be or Tom Hanks. It's going to be somebody of great stature. But God bless him, he was there just because his show was nominated. 1923 was the best drama television nominee. And so he got to just go and enjoy himself and sit with Helen Mirren and probably have some laughs and drinks and have a good time. So it was interesting to not see him speak or talk or give do anything like that or get a Lifetime Achievement Award, which he also shows up at these things at AFI and the Globes and everything to get accomplished. But yeah, so everything else you saw about him was kind of fun because it was this kind of stuff where you're like, oh, what did he do? What was he doing? Because we didn't know a lot.
Yeah, well, and then of course all the people were tweeting how Joe Coy was terrible and robbing his joke of context. So I had to look it up. I'm like, hey, I don't know. You played the last word of his joke. Like, what happened? Because I'm like, all right, let's look up the real joke. I'm like, well, if you have some lead up to it, it's a little better than you take the last word of the joke. It's like, all right, come on. I mean, a thankless job anyway. But
True.
But-
But Gervais and Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, they always made it great.
Right.
Gerard Carmichael was okay last year, but he did say that he had like a week notice, and it's true. No one was taking his job, and then he did, or they weren't picking someone for it until like he threw his writers under the bus. It was just an awkward evening for him.
That was
entirely,
awkward.
So, yeah, but
well, I mean, and it's a tough thing too. I mean, he's a pro; he's been doing it for a long time. But when you get up there and you're like, "Oh, this crowd is a little cold to the style I'm leading into that I'm going to be doing for 10 minutes," like you're like, "Okay," and then you try and make some. But like one of the jokes was it's so dumb. It's one of the jokes is. It's Paul. It's a joke you and I would write, which is like, there's 2 big movies were a sensation. One is based on a 700-page, nuclear blah 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 blah, and the other's about insert simple description of objectively
boobies.
dumb thing, the Barbie doll,
Yeah.
a little doll with boobs, and it's like, all right, not the greatest joke in the world,
Not
but
a great joke.
to be offended on the half of Barbie, you're like, really? Is it? I mean, is it a feminist icon or I mean, there's probably a lot of takes on Barbie there, but anyway, but it's like,
Yeah, the movie, transcends its IP by 1,000 miles,
Right.
So
which
like
nobody was
that either
asking it
means
to do.
That's either means it's impermanent to that joke or it's not worthy of that joke. But so I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, I know it's tough.
But yeah, thankless job.
The character actor joke, that was the one I kept hearing the end of, and you go, character actor, and everybody goes, character actor, and I was like, well, what's the beginning of the joke? The key to some of these things is the setup. So, and it turned out as a pretty serviceable joke. I mean, there's this type of actor, and then yeah, when Barbie becomes flat-footed and starts to have BO and stuff, well, that's a character actor.
Right.
Well, I get that joke.
Yeah.
That's What are we offended on behalf of the Brian Dennehy's of the world, or like, oh, now he's pretty. I don't know. It's so dumb. It seemed like an overreaction, but we have to overreact about something.
To something, yeah, be angry. Yeah,
You got to.
Wake up in the morning, you gotta be angry at something. So why not this?
Well, you know what's twice the fun? Kevin Costner.
Two
and
Duttons.
Harrison Ford. Yeah.
Boy, I was hoping here Kevin Costner would laugh just a little more when he did his presentation.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if you saw him do a bit with
No, I
America
didn't see it.
Ferrara. It was kind of going somewhere, and then it kind of didn't go anywhere. And I was like, shit.
Yeah. Well, he's not a comedian.
He
He's
should
not.
have just chuckled a little more.
He's not comically gifted like Harrison Ford.
That's right. Which is why, we've talked about it on here. He should have been nominated for Shrinking, but
Uh-huh.
I guess we'll take the 23 nomination where we can get it.
Indeed.
But yeah, so I was happy to see him there out and about.
Well, and the Joe Coy thing was just a long way of the fact that Harrison Ford made hundreds of tweets because they were tweeting what people, the looks of disgust at certain jokes or whatever. And everybody loves a Harrison Ford reaction shot. You can put a Harrison Ford reaction shot and people just eat it up.
And the show itself was kind of a disappointment in the fact that it was returning. It was supposed to be a big new thing, and it's kind of the same old nonsense. Occasional highlights, like I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Daniel Kaluuya and some of the other cast members from Into the Spider-Verse did a introduction generated by AI, and it was super funny because it was just so lame. But other than that, it was the same type of stuff. I thought, oh, maybe we're going to get something new and fresh here. Ricky Gervais, at least, would always, if they weren't laughing at his jokes that made fun of everybody, would call them out because they deserve it. And you have to, this is a whole rant I've done before. At the Oscars, you have to laugh at yourself. If you don't, America thinks that you don't. And then that's a bad thing. So you can't, it takes you out of elite status if you're just goofing on how ridiculous all this is. But of course, art is essential to life, and you need to reward the greatness of art in your field. But getting together and putting on the tuxes and all that, if you're Will Smith and you're all serious about it, you ruin everything. So
Right.
Anyway, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
All right, so back to some more Harrison Ford stuff.
What happened? I haven't heard.
I texted you right away when I saw this. Timeless Heroes, Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford.
I still haven't seen
Disney
this.
Plus. It is outstanding. So the great part about it is guys like us who are deeply mired in the history and joy that is Harrison Ford, there's still tons of new stuff on here. So go check all that out. You will not be disappointed. And of course, brand new testimonials as well from today, with all these people involved in his life, Frank Marshall, Kathleen Kennedy, Spielberg, and the big names, so that part's great. And then lost footage I hadn't seen before. It's in 90 minutes too. So it's just a lot. Really cool. Just if you like Harrison Ford in any way, there's just so much Harrison Ford.
I do.
Yeah.
This this came out in the kind of run up to going home for Christmas and all that sort of black hole of time. Time just disappears. So I was like, oh, that's something I have to look forward to when I get home and everything. And I just completely forgot about it. But I'm still happy I have that to look forward to. It's very exciting.
Yeah. And then people send me stuff every once in a while. Speaking of Indiana Jones, and Mike Nichols, our good friend and
the great
documentary editor, sent me this because he hadn't seen it before. Neither had I. But I think it's a pretty badass pick of the making of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, I would take an entire book of behind the scenes of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Any scene, every scene. Give me a giant Taschen book that is just photographs from behind the scenes.
I know. What do I have? I'm sure I have something.
Just
like
anything
that.
I haven't seen is just blows me away.
Yeah, so definitely check out that special.
Yeah, that's cool.
Other stuff that came to me through Twitter and whatnot,
Oh,
or
wait.
X or whatever you go. I'm sorry.
Oh,
What do you got?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is a shot from
Oh,
the 70s.
my childhood. Right? This is a shot from my childhood.
And then someone said, "Yeah, it ain't the same today."
Yeah, spoken from a place of privilege, there is Star Wars in that store.
That's true.
That was not the case for a while. That's a place of I get it, not the same today, but oh man, that 80s, go back to that shot of all those toys. My goodness, this is just
What'd you have? What were we trying to put up there?
Oh, I was going to put this up.
Oh, I didn't see
Yeah,
that. That's
because
cool.
hold on, Cam had called that out. There we go. Yes, Harrison Ford in the front row next to Helen Mirren, Mosquito Coast reunion, and 1923, of course.
She was nominated for the show.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm trying to figure who else from the show is around there. It looks like on the other side of the table is that Meryl and Martin Short, and so you get into Only Murders on the other side of that. Not sure who's on Meryl's left on Helen's left, unless that's her husband.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Looks a little like Kevin Spacey. I don't think that's who it is.
Probably not.
Who should we set next to Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren? I don't know. Kevin Spacey doesn't know places. Well, put him there.
Yeah, put him there, and then we got yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really cool for there to be a Mosquito Coast reunion like that.
That's what everybody's calling it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're not the only ones that know that. What else did we just mention?
This is dumb. Enjoy this. Anakin, fuck, marry, kill Padme.
That's really, really funny. That's a really good joke. Not a lot of jokes are that good. Thank you, Paul. I needed that. That.
Thank you, whoever made that.
In
funny.
These tense times, I needed that.
Oh, Helen's man is Taylor Hackford. Yes, I knew that. I don't know where he's
that's awesome. Wow. She's been married to Taylor for a while, right?
Yeah.
What movie they did together.
In bad news, this happened back in like September. Han Solo's iconic jacket from The Force Awakens went up for auction in honor of his daughter with epilepsy. I got to find this info here. And it didn't sell.
What was their starting bid, I wonder? Oh my God.
I don't know, but I got the deal. Like, also unsold, a working DeLorean replica, but a Bubba Gump hat and an Edward Scissorhands outfit did sell. So you never know what's going to sell. A Bubba Gump hat.
I just assumed that jacket is worth so much money that they were just like, we'll put it up for auction, but it's got to go. If it doesn't go for 20 million, we're taking it back, or 10 million, or what, I don't know what.
The interesting thing is I scrolled back through the internet, and it turns out back in 2016,
what a jacket,
a TFA jacket sold for a ton of money at an auction. So I don't know if this is the same one. Now the guys turning around
they make a 50 of them or whatever.
And I was unaware his daughter had epilepsy, so I think that's interesting too. I didn't know that. Oh
wait, Harrison Ford's daughter?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Or JJ's?
Han Solo's like, oh, well, there you go. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Hey, nobody's coming here for the news.
Does he have a daughter? Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he does have.
You think we'd know that by now?
We'd know that. I put together the Harrison Ford calendar, and I'm pretty sure I only entered sons, three sons, I think. Right? We should know that. We should know their birthdays.
Bid with a $50 Chick-fil-A card wouldn't get it done. It may have. I can't say it wouldn't.
Can't say. Maybe nobody even thought to offer that. So,
your Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers at all?
A little bit.
You know remember how they looked? Someone put this up recently. I never realized this until now. And I realized when I saw this, I never realized this until now.
Oh, well, I got the Harrison Ford reference. I mean, the one was always dressed like Indiana Jones. I never caught the Magnum PI reference.
So we have shades of Indies in those two.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. That's pretty good.
I think the last piece of dopey business I have is just this, which is funny.
Dopey business. Worth it.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Come out to the Death Star. We'll have a few laughs.
Yeah, and it is a event that ultimately sells the entire Death Star down. So who knows? He could
Yeah.
have been in there,
Could have been McLean. Pal.
pal.
The
Well, Paul.
the other thing I have is let's just take a pause, okay? And we'll play a video. On the other side of the video, we'll have the GIFs exchange.
Did someone say pause? Oh, little
Oh,
pause.
who's a
He's
little
asleep
pooper?
next to Baby
Who did you
Yoda.
boo boo with a
And a
doo
whole bunch of toys under my tree.
All right. So enjoy this, Adam, because I know you will. It has nothing to do with Harrison Ford,
Okay.
but it is of high quality.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. The sun is out 55 degrees. What a great day for a Macy's Day Thanksgiving parade. This float that you're going to look at right now is a comic book
1987.
come to life. It's the super city of the Marvel Universe, furnished, of course, by Marvel Entertainment Group.
Yep, that's Back to the Future. I think you're muted, Adam.
How the hell did I get muted?
Wolverine needs your help.
I told you a million times, I geek out at live action superheroes. That's the very first Wolverine of all time, live action. That is the very first Enchantress. That is, this blew my mind. I had this on tape, watched this 100 times. This is
Oh,
very good
okay.
fun.
I'm not surprised I'm not showing you something new.
That is the very first live action Magneto of all time.
You're through, Doctor Doom.
Very first Doctor Doom live action of all time. This blew me away. And look, Luke Cage. Look at the assortment of characters. And this is only the second. No, this is only the second Captain America of all time. And RoboCop.
There's RoboCop.
What? It was a very different time. Look at that. Luke Cage. The real Luke Cage. Silver Surfer. Iron Man. This is the first time you've seen any of these. White
Storm
Queen.
throwing snow. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Or White Queen.
Oh, is that White Queen?
Yeah, I mean, even
I
more
know the
obscure
White
than
from
Storm.
Narnia?
Yeah. Now here's Green Goblin, very first. And there's a Daredevil. I mean, they're not showing all this. This would piss me off. I'm like, please show me more. No Lou Ferrigno. Still the most accurate. This was the bomb. Oh, nicely done. And they're running all over.
Also, a good reminder, of course, is this is all we had. So when we got Iron Man,
Oh,
I mean,
they didn't even do a shot of Iron Man. I caught him in the corner there.
yeah, he
man.
was running on the street there. They made him no part of the major thing, but they helped him down.
Wow, the very first Green Goblin. Look at that Wolverine. The real Wolverine. Orange and brown. Oh, man. Yeah, I recorded that, Paul, and I watched that over and over. And again, my geekdom over the first representation, the first time you ever see a live action superhero, that was just too cool because, I mean, none of those guys had ever been. Spider-Man wasn't there. You know, I'd seen Spider-Man had a TV movie, Captain America had a TV movie, the Hulk had a TV show. Other than that, that was all brand new people. That was so cool. And that was like a real height of comic books at that time, 87 for me, because this is the lead up to Tim Burton's Batman, which had already been announced. And I was just falling in love with the idea of like live action superheroes. And,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, when I think about that, I hadn't put those dates together, but to think that Tim Burton made the leap from whatever that nonsense was to the look of his film and how confident and unique that is, you know.
Yeah.
Good for him because he could have just made this, but filmed it.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't hire Tim Burton if you don't want some Tim Burton, I guess. Although I guess that wasn't quite as defined thing. Like now, if you want a darkly lit movie, you definitely can hire Tim Burton. You know, but
All right.
that was cool, man. That's that's coming off the Wolverine thing, and now you see everything's comic accurate now. It's amazing. Bringing back Wolverine for Deadpool. I mean, the idea of adapting that character and having it be anything is next to impossible. I mean, they couldn't adapt easy, basic shit back in the day. But Wolverine in the yellow and black. Oh, and then right there with the orange and brown. Yes, that was very cool. I mean, everybody looks like the comics there. Silver Surfer's there. Luke Cage is there. Iron Man's there. Oh, what's that, Paul?
I don't know. That's why I'm shaking it. And the shaking has me wondering. I'm not sure. I sound like Jeff Goldblum. Oh, it's it's got red. Oh, red is a very
very
it's a shocking color. It's tantalizing. It's
Can you believe we got to listen to him improvise for 3 hours on top of a tour bus in LA?
I know, it's a shame it never made the air, but
No, and I have all
God,
the
was that
video
fun.
I shot that day as well. I need to put it together and I'll air it here.
Yeah.
But just like what an like who gets to do that for 3 hours? He improvised and just told stories about random shit and we stopped at random places, all in the dime of Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, it's so funny.
He called me Sergeant Preston of the Yukon. You know,
Did he?
I'll take that.
Sure.
Because there was at one point at the Hollywood Forever cemetery that he got out, and I was like a part of a bit or something. So
That's right. They did a reading of Death of a Salesman.
Oh, that's
because we were in a cemetery.
That's right.
I mean, again, it's just like kind of like just because it never aired, it was just like we hung out for Jeff Goldblum for 3 hours and he did whatever the fuck he wanted. Like, it was really funny.
And Guillermo.
Yeah. Okay, so a quick backstory here. I have a gift as well, Paul.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Oh, well, thank you. And if you look behind me, there are still several gifts under the tree. And what I did, this is now shortly before our last broadcast. On a previous broadcast, we had done a segment on Add to Cart because they had added Map Room Indie to the collection of these great, incredible Indiana Jones Adventure Series action figures from Hasbro, which are incredible. Previously, on previous Add to Cart, Paul and I got the white tuxedo Indiana Jones.
Mine's sitting up there on the Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
my shelf is an amalgam of things now. But
yeah, well that's fine. Well, I have to do a whole shelf.
He's sitting on a Ghostbusters cassette tape while Black Panther looks over him, and there's a stormtrooper and a bunch of Star Wars books and a figure of Stevie Ray Vaughan, but with Ghostbusters on the wall. But anyway,
Paul, I would have it no other way.
Of course, it's the man.
But I mean, the idea that they would ever release a white tuxedo Indiana Jones action figure, of course, I'm buying that. And,
that's cool as hell.
But all of these, they were just never going to release these obscure characters, this sort of stuff. So on a previous segment of Add to Cart, I added to cart Map Room Indie from Raiders of the Lost Ark. What a cool look. And I never realized how many cool looks because they even have Streets of Cairo Indie. To the shelf.
It's like it's whatever the hell. Whatever's lying around.
That's a good line. So I added, long story short, I tried to order it to a local store, and then they said, even though we put that option up here, that option's not available. Tried to order it to another store, and then it was like, and then you could order it through the thing, but now it's $8 shipping, and now it was already like a little more expensive, like $8 more expensive than the regular figures. So I was just like, I was searching around eBay one night, and I found Map Room Indie, along with a bunch of other action figures, and they were all pretty reasonably priced all together. And so I ended up ordering 7 Indiana Jones Adventure Series action figures. And rather than just open them up like a fool, I'm going to paste this out and enjoy it. And I gift wrapped all of them. So I have no idea which one is in which box.
Or here, yeah. Exactly.
And I gave one to you, and this will literally be a surprise. And then I guess we'll just open up one each week on the Ford Fiesta because there's still a couple under the tree. Oh, but before we open this, on my birthday, I went and I took a hike and I did a lot of, stuff myself and had a good birthday by myself. And when I came home from my hike, I was like, I have presents under the tree. So I was like, well, I'm going to open one for my birthday. What's the first one I open?
Map Room Indie.
Map Room Indie. I thought, that is kismet because I've got 7, who knows what's in what. So that was very exciting. And then, I gave one to you. And so we can have a proper Ford Fiesta Christmas in which the gifts are Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford themed, right? All right. There we go. Paul knows to adorn himself with the... Are we opening them, Paul?
All right, hang on here.
See what we got here? I don't know what figure you got. And I don't know what I got here. I mean, I know what they are total. And before we move on,
I was gonna make this.
no, I got another thing
here.
to show you here too. And because it was a year where I put together a toys list on Amazon, and it was the first Christmas where I've asked for toys in a long time because toys are so good right now. I have another new addition to the family here.
Ooh,
Junior. And yes, he comes with the suitcase. And yes, the umbrella fits on the suitcase.
Oh, very nice.
I mean, did they think of everything or what?
So you can unsheath it.
Right. So it actually fits on the suitcase, which is incredible. Anyway, so yes, Junior. And we got this, and we got the glasses, and all the tiny little things. These guys come with all these tiny little things. It's incredible.
And I just realized we're doing an unboxing, which is exciting because those are dumb. But we're doing one.
Oh, well, do we have a banner for that?
No, but I have this.
All
Play
right.
in the background, and we got a little Christmas music. It's a
Very
Christmas
nice.
party.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll hold. You go first.
All right, here we go. Which one did I get? Yeah, all right. Now that's how you do it. I'm 2 for 2. This is Temple of Doom, baby.
Nice. You never see him use the machete on people. You should.
No, but it was very recently that I realized he loses his gun in that first scene with Willie, and that's why he doesn't have the gun when he goes for it.
Maybe
Very cool. Oh, now that's how you do it right there.
I gotta pause. That's too loud.
I was going to put what's the Carrie Fisher's song from the holiday special. I was going to put that underneath us. Didn't have time.
Yeah.
That would be the right way to go. If I'd prepared for the show in any way, with the exception of buying too many of these. All right, Paul, open your prize. Open your prize in the words of Rocky. Open your prize.
Right.
Open your prize.
Now, I only have one of these. It's white jacket indie. But, again, look, around this house now, there'll be no invisible villains in the woods like we talked about because I got Todd.
Oh, you got a real villain. That's awesome. That's awesome. I don't know why I was thinking you might have get Tot. I don't know why.
And a build an artifact piece. I guess I get the. What do I have?
Oh, can I have that? Because with the figures I have under the tree, I can build the ark.
Yeah, I think I have a portion of the ark wall.
Unless you're going to complete your own ark.
I'm not going to. I'll give you this. Happy to.
Look at this. Here we go. I mean, what a great time where there can be Indiana Jones action figures
of this quality.
Look at that.
These are higher quality than the old Star Wars ones we grew up with.
Oh, I know. And that's the thing. That's why I don't feel so bad, because I'm like, oh, well, these are like little statues, Look at that. Indiana Jones. It's a Christmas miracle, Paul. It's a Christmas
in January.
Miracle. In January. Well, there we go. Awesome. I mean, look at this. And he's got the little, the gun goes in the holster. That never happened when we were kids. The gun goes in the holster there. I got to pull his weapons and stuff out here.
Oh, Narcolepsy 27. This is a thing. They have made tote candles. Absolutely. That's on my wish list for a long time. I can't believe I haven't pulled the trigger on it. But then again, you get it. You're not going to actually light it. Are you? Maybe you do. Then you get another one. I don't know.
I mean,
it's out there. The tote candle is a thing. Yeah.
Paul, I told you they had the tote candle at the Alamo Draft House in their gifts shop.
Oh, well, I probably would have grabbed it then.
Well,
I saw it right in front of me. I probably would have grabbed it.
Yeah, well, it was pretty. We were all at the Alamo, and it was pretty close to your birthday, and I was going to go back and get it, and then COVID happened. I was seriously going.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. With the
unboxing proper.
There we go. Unwrapping. Environmentally friendly. No plastic in this.
That looks funny. Let's pull that down there. There we go.
Oh, I'll eat la. Wow, you got a major villain there, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's the one you wanted. I know you don't know what the other options were.
I got good guy, I got bad guy. Like as far as I'm concerned, I have a set.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was rooting for you to get into Indiana Jones.
Yep, I got Indy. I got good guy and bad guy. That's all you really want out of it. Right? Oh, check this out. Oh, how does that even work? Oh, I don't want to do this incorrectly. Oh, hang on. There's a fancy bit here with Toad. I gotta read the. Without you, everybody.
I got the jaw. Sing along if you know the words. So we know you
On
do.
a green Christmas tree. Okay, I may need you to help me through this. All right, yeah. So you're gonna get the sides of the arc. I'll get you those so you can complete your.
Oh, look at that.
Your arc.
Yes, the rest of the arc is under the tree by way of Marion, Sala, and Ceremonial Belloc. So I'll open one of these each week here until I've completed the arc.
Okay, so this is the deal. So here's Tote, right?
Yeah.
But he comes with a screaming at the arc face.
That's right.
So I'm like,
amazing.
does this come off? And there's no.
Yeah.
It does? I didn't want to pull it off.
Yeah, no, it's meant to come off now. They do this with all the guys. They have interchangeable hands on some of them, and they're
Boy,
very
I
much
hate- I
made
hate
for
to do
adult.
it. You sure I can do it?
Just give it a firm jerk.
Because there's no. This doesn't help. It doesn't say anything here. I don't know. Is this how an unboxing's supposed to go? Is it this exciting? I knew there was a
Oh, wait,
reason
we
I
did
didn't
have a
watch
thing.
them.
There we go. I forgot to put that up. Well, too late now.
Oh wow, you can just turn his head all around if you just want to kill him on your own.
That is how Schwarzenegger would kill Tote. Tot. Tater tot.
Oh, okay, it came off,
Yeah.
and now he's screaming at the arc.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, that's gonna have to pop on the same way.
It's got to be firm with it.
I might just leave him like that, so he's continually losing to Indy.
Wow.
But you can swap out his hand too. You said Heil Hitler, so you
Oh,
can swap
okay.
out to the Heil Hitler hand.
Wow. Pre and post grabbing the I mean these are such adult action figures. I mean, it's got the melted head as a variation to put on there. Here we go. We're whipping everything. Very exciting. And look at this. Comes with the coiled whip too. Should I decide that I don't want it all unfurled? Because when you had the toy, you could never kind of wrap it up like that.
He's not always in adventure mode. Sometimes he's, doing
Yeah.
other things, flirting with
There's
Kate Capshaw.
there's even a hook on his belt for the whip, Paul. These are so designed by people our age who were like, it'd be really cool if you could have put the whip on his belt when he was. There we go. Look at that. There's even a loop. Incredible. Well, that's pretty exciting stuff.
So we've got 6 more weeks of these. You outdid yourself, and you just bought a ton of.
No, we have 1, 2, 3. We got 3 more weeks. 4 more weeks of this. Yeah, 4 more weeks.
For the record, yeah,
very
you're right about the design. The hand isn't just a hand like this to hold the gun, but it's like this, so you can literally put the finger in the trigger space, and then
That's
gun
the most incredible thing.
more clearly. Whoops, I just dropped the gun.
Yeah, that's the most incredible thing.
Drop the gun.
The finger going into the trigger of the toys on action figures now. That was not even something I always thought, oh, that'd be cool. I mean, yes. For example, like I told you, I asked for too many toys for Christmas, so here's Snake Eyes. And you can see his finger is behind the trigger there.
Yeah.
Not only that.
And when you don't drop it on the ground while you're putting it on, it should not fall out.
Oh, I mean,
But
that's
oops.
the other thing. I used to lose pieces of things much more substantial than what I'm looking at right here. They're definitely made for adults. It is so accurate that Paul has dropped a piece of his toy on the floor. He
Right.
can't find it.
I still have
Classic.
all my Star Wars figures and pretty much all of their accessories, and already I've dropped this thing on the brown gun into a brown carpet. So forget it. I'll get it later.
All right, yeah, find
But
out
anyway,
later.
in the meantime,
But look at this, Paul. Not only is Snake Eye's finger in the trigger, the clips come out now. I mean, are you kidding me? There's clips for the guns? That's crazy. I will show you one more Indiana Jones thing that I got for Christmas. Excuse me, Pantera. You want to come say hi? Oh, here. We'll show the kitty cat, Pantera. I want to show off. Hi. Say Happy New Year. Pretty exciting, huh? I did get this as well from my list, but this one is not going to get
that line.
This one's not going to get opened. This is a replica. This is the new replica. I don't remember if the old one said The Adventures of Indiana Jones. Did it? In Raiders of the Lost Ark? Because there was no sequel at the time. But I'm going to leave this one in the box because obviously if I'm going to play with my toy, I'm going to play with the big fun ones here. So I'll leave this little guy in the box because I just love the presentation of all the, this is how it looked in the toy store when you were a kid. And I don't think I ever had this particular one when I was a kid either. But tell me what jumps out to you the most here, Paul.
Just looking at that, the art, the fact that I don't think Indy ever posed like that in the movie.
Of all photos, that is such a cool Harrison Ford photo, and that is not iconic in any way from the movie.
Yeah. I think he's just hanging out on the set. People magazine, we get a quick pic, Harrison? Sure.
Right. I mean, and yet he looks so cool there. That is what a great Indiana Jones pose. But yeah, not from the movie in any way. Yeah. Anyway.
Oops, sorry.
It's been a very Indiana Jones Christmas. But I mean, it's that rare Christmas where Indiana Jones toys are coming out, and I can, never ask for toys. I can ask for toys for Christmas, and it had been a long time since any of my relatives had got me toys, and they're the same toys. It's Indiana Jones, it's Star Wars, it's G.I. Joe. It's like, so that was pretty fun.
Well, I got to do a plug for my buddy Mike Palmer, guy I went to college with. He has recently launched his own. That's the last thing you got, or no?
This is just another thing I got.
Another thing you got?
Yeah.
Oh, which means there's more.
Adam West. Yeah, there's more. It was ridiculous.
Well, you did go.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to point out this. My friend Mike Palmer recently launched his own design company, and he does art and he does figurines. Like, he makes these things from scratch. And it's always pretty impressive. But he sent me this for Christmas.
Oh, I saw that on the advertisement for today's show. So
yeah,
is this a custom?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I wish I had a website to send you to. It's called I4Detail. The letter I, the number 4, and detail. But he's kind of just selling them in upstate New York at street fairs. So you can find his table if you're in upstate New York.
What is it? I4Detail? Is that his Twitter or something?
No, he doesn't have any of that stuff. He's just going and selling them in person thus far. And this didn't sell. And he said, which is great because I should have had it anyway. So, which I appreciated. But he makes the whole whip. He makes the little bag. I mean, the detail in making the little bag is pretty impressive. And the hat and the jacket and the whole thing. So, right down to a stand that he just can stand there. And
how tall is he compared to Tote?
Oh, like you can see they're squaring off, and it's not going to go well for Tote.
No, it's not. Well, I'll
just leave them. They're squaring off with one another.
That's also cool that you have a big indie statue figure.
Now, I previously mentioned the Stevie Ray Vaughan and Black Panther figurines
all hanging out
from the Macy's parade. But those are made by Mike as well. So Michael Palmer, I4Detail. And he's tuned in here every once in a while, too, to watch the show. Okay. So I guess not today, though, but maybe I'll tell him we gave him a little plug. But this looks great.
Yeah, that's cool. Well,
I'll leave him towering over Todd like that.
Over Todd, yeah. Nice. I don't have any space to set anything in front of the camera like that. Instead, they're all just hanging out surrounding me here. Junior.
Yeah.
I mean, can you believe they made an action figure of Henry Jones Sr.? And it's not an action figure. There's no action that can be going. It's the guy in a suit.
Tweed suit. Guy doesn't do action.
Same here. Guy in a suit, But, what a wonderful time to rediscover toys, which are quite near and dear to my heart.
All right, let me try a screen share for some other links I found during the thing here. Let's see.
If you're worried about there needing to be more show, we've given plenty of show now. I mean, we've opened the mystery. We've figured out what's in the box, and it is, of course, Harrison Ford toys.
Okay, here's whatever the hell this is. All right, can you see this?
Could be the name of a segment.
Collection Land.
I've heard of them.
Woo!
That is canned what?
You see that and you think, wow, Harrison Ford could have had it a lot worse than,
Green Lager Beer Crusade.
気にならね、そこは取ってください。あ、焼きそばちょっと待ってください。あ、栓抜き柱にあります。あ、今行きます。あ、グラス、あっち。ミスタービール、キリンラガービール。どうも、これサービス。
Do they call him Mr. Beer? have they called him Mr. Beer in every commercial and I've just missed it?
Boy, I sure hope he.
Paying that much attention to.
All right,
exactly
wait. Let's watch another one, a quick one. See if they call him Mr. Beer.
Green Lager Beer Crusade. Green Lager. いいよね、始めよう。待ってます。乾杯。ミスタービール、キリンラガービール。
I thought I
Sounded
heard
like
it
it.
there too. Yeah, Mr.
Mr.
Beer
Beer.
loves Kieran like a beer.
Oh, maybe that's what they're saying. Like they're saying Mr. Beer loves.
Oh God. I started putting together a list of like if we were to interview Harrison Ford, things we would ask because it's got to be questions you've never asked him that have never been asked of him ever, or he's going to be tired of it. Like I wanted to ask him when that explosion in the RPG attack in Clear and Present Danger happens on camera and you are blown towards the camera and like just describe the heat and pressure that comes at you. I know you do your own stunts, but how intense is that? Like no one ever asks him that. They just say
what's the closest you've been in terms of feeling the heat and the concussion, of something like that.
And I would want to ask him, are you Mr. Beer?
Are you Mr. Beer?
Are you Mr. Beer?
Oh, I'd ask him about punching Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
Where'd that costume come from that he's in?
Is that your own personal costume?
And
Please.
And did he remain friends with Elaine May? He'd have all kinds of stories.
Wait, there's another 15 seconds just to find out if
Mr. Beer.
They call him Mr. Beer.
Come on! この味がビール、切れ味醍醐味、キリンラガービール。
No, went too fast with that one. I couldn't tell.
Not Mr. Beer in that one. Yeah. That's probably one of their better commercials, that one, though.
Guys, we got to take it down for a second. We have a moment happening on the show. Randy feels he's in a safe space. It's time to admit greatest shame and failure as a film fan. This is a bold thing to admit.
He's never seen Raiders.
People. I'm curious to see what it is. All right, so this will come as soon as Randy's.
He didn't like Temple of Doom.
Adam hasn't seen Paranoia.
I haven't seen Paranoia.
Neither have I.
I haven't seen Crossing Over.
Neither has anyone else here. But Crossing Over is great. I can't wait to get to that one.
Oh, I can't wait. It's very exciting. We're very close. After Sabrina is what?
Air Force One.
Oh, right. And then that
something in there,
which ends phase 5. I think.
Is
For
that
Phase
right? That's
4?
not did something come out in 96?
Phase Ford. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Phase 5 begins on a dime with 6 days, 7 nights. And by the way, I was at a party with Janine, and she wants to do 6 days, 7 nights. Do we have anyone booked for that? Because that was another classic. I want to do blank Harrison Ford movie. I'm like, you're in.
Yeah.
6 days, 7 nights.
Someone say 6 days, 7 nights.
Did he do all of his own antics underneath there? Or was there room for another PA to shake that? Like that's a question on that one right there. That's another question.
That's another
Add that one
question.
to the list.
Was there a PA shaking bushes in there? Did you do all your bush shaking? I know you do your own stunts. Did you do all your bush shaking
Right.
yourself?
Did you bush shaking? Boy, and shot on location too. You see that whole background behind them? I mean, don't worry. I'll get a Blu-ray of this to pull that clip when we get to the movie.
Here we go. Randy was 10 years old, 1981. His older brother gave him money to see a new movie called Raiders of the Lost Ark. He didn't want to see a religious movie. But didn't you ever go to Sunday school? He went to see Zorro the Gay Blade instead. That's a win.
Well, that's a win.
A win for a story.
Yeah.
Not at the time. At the time, you were a pathetic 10-year-old. But now it's a great story that you went to see Zorro the Gay Blade.
Now, Raiders got me into loving stuff like Lone Ranger, Zorro. The question is Zorro the Gay Blade a good Raiders movie? Is it a good Zorro movie? Or is it a bad Zorro movie?
I think
Never
it's a
seen
bad Zorro movie.
George Hamilton, right? Yeah, bad.
It might be a good comedy. I can't recall.
That's right, because
I haven't seen it. I mean, in that long, it's 40 years.
Yeah. It's so old that I thought Zorro the Gay Blade meant Happy Blade at the time.
Right.
That's how old that movie is. Does gay mean happy? That's how old that movie is.
Randy, we see you. We speak your name. We feel you.
We speak your name.
You are among friends.
You, me, Tom Cruise, Chris McQuarrie.
Hi, I'm Tom Cruise.
Obviously. And I'm Chris McQuarrie.
Well, obviously.
By the way, best line in that thing, he says, such a Tom Cruise thing to say about shutting off the features of that. He's like, you're going to have to go in and navigate the features. I'm like, you're going to go in and navigate the features. Other people are going to hit settings and click a button. Tom Cruise is going to navigate the features.
Yeah. There's two types of people in this world. Those that push buttons, those that mash buttons, and those that navigate features.
Right.
Mash buttons. My grandpa never said push. He always said mash. Mash that button. So, hey, if you're watching this right now, mash that like button.
Yeah. Smash it.
Mash it.
All right, let me put all my figures away. Adam, that's going to take you a second.
Well, now I've piled them up here. Oh, I should let you know, I am now this much closer to the I got the jawbone for the Temple. This came with Indy from Temple of Doom. So this is the altar for the Shankara stones.
I was going to say, I
got the back part of the skull. I have the Shankara stones, and I have to buy Helen Shaw to get the front skull part of this.
Twist my arm. By the way,
right.
Sure enough, Dial of Destiny comes on Disney Plus. All I see is people saying how it's good. It's like,
of course,
yeah.
If you see it, it's better.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd heard it was bad. From who?
Right.
I mean, note the source on these things a little bit. I don't know why Twitter democratized everybody's opinions equal. I'm like, that is not the way to go. But I heard from Guy that it wasn't a good movie.
Yeah.
Did you hear from Guy?
Speaking of
how about Noted Expert? Let's go with that. Listen to Noted Expert and see what they think about it.
Speaking of Indy, this is coming out or may have already come
Indy?
out. If you remember this
yes.
announcement, the collection box set of Indiana Jones music, Raiders, Doom, Crusade, Crystal Skull, Dial of Destiny, all the John Williams stuff. March 2024. Okay, that's what I'm reading here. To pre-order now at Disney Music's Emporium's website. So it's all the tracks of Raiders, all the tracks of it's all the tracks of all the movies, but also in a very handsome set there. You know, the box
Yeah.
is sexy. I like that vibe. That look was created, I think, that sort of graphic for Crystal Skull, and it's a good one.
Yeah, I have to get this because I only owned the original single disc of Raiders. If that's a double disc of Temple, then I never owned any Temple soundtrack, weirdly. And I have only the single disc Last Crusade, and I don't have Dial of Destiny. Although, Paul, I do have.
Oh, hold, let me clear screen.
I do have.
Oh, you do?
I got a promotional copy. I know some people.
Sweet.
I know John Williams. But but I got
a name there.
I'll just drop that. But yeah, look at that promotional copy, not for sale. So that is incredibly rare. So to listen to it, I'm going to get the box set because I'm like, I'm going to keep this in the plastic.
You're not gonna
This
open
is
that,
like, yeah, it's kind of cool. So yeah, very rare because they only put it on streaming in the box set. You can't buy a single individual CD of the Temple of Doom or Dial of Destiny.
And I think I only have
Very
Raiders
cool.
On disc. I need to get the other ones.
Right. So I mean, I'm like, oh, I am by getting that box set. I'm like, I'm not getting a bunch of stuff I have. I'm like, I don't have no version of any of that except this, which I think I'm going to keep it in the plastic because it's just kind of cool that I have to.
I don't think there was a debate if Adam and I were over 40, but I think this conversation settles it.
We are. Let me just put my arms full of Indiana Jones stuff here.
And talk about the CDs and DVDs we're going to own.
I mean, I've waited a long time for this amount of Indiana Jones merch to be available, to be out and about. I mean, look at all the Indiana Jones stuff that came out this year. Oh, and
Yeah.
this is a good reveal for one other thing, which I got for my birthday, which is this t-shirt.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Yeah, it didn't show up on camera, but that's the best birthday Indiana Jones thing that,
Yeah, absolutely.
not the years, it's the mileage.
That's the birthday present right there.
In fact, it's so apropos. So you had to hide it, just disappears behind the mic. But
Yeah. No, that's
but
awesome.
it so much so that it's such a perfect birthday message, particularly between you and I, that I think I want to start a bit where I'm going to send you the same card that says that every year. I'm like, that's just a funny one to just like, it ain't the years, it's the mileage. It ain't the years, it's the
I'm wearing a Elton John goodbye or farewell Yellow Brick Road final show at Dodger Stadium concert tee. Has nothing to do with the movies. And my hat has a javelina on it. I don't know. I just
Javelina?
didn't feel like changing for the show.
Okay.
But a javelina. Oh my, the coolest, weirdest animals.
Oh, right.
They snort a lot. They're like aggressive and funny.
I'll throw this out to our audience here. What movie did you first hear of the javelina in, Paul?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Because it's a very funny thing that's referenced in a movie. Where's my javelina? It's a line.
God.
Is a line from
Sounds like something Will Ferrell would say.
pretty close. It's actually the Royal Tenenbaums. They've got a stuffed javelina, and it's just one of those classic Wes Anderson things, like a painting of an apple or whatever. Where's my javelina? I'm so happy that who's the actor? Royal Tenenbaum.
Gene Hackman?
Gene Hackman got to work with Wes Anderson of all pairings. I would never sit around and think of a dream pairing like, oh, if only they worked together. But the fact that they did and so few people got to work with Gene Hackman, that's pretty cool. We live in a world where that happened. That's pretty cool.
I know, Adam, that you love stuff like this.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
So enjoy this. I'm gonna have to screen share again because I have a new computer. I haven't figured out how to screen cap video just yet. But I want to share another
Mr. Javelina, Mr. Bob Javelina.
From November 22nd, The Empire Strikes Back had its network television premiere on NBC, and it came with this amazing intro where Darth Vader broke right into the traditional NBC package.
Blow up the full screen.
Yeah.
Right there. There you go. What happened to TV?
Tonight, a network television premiere on NBC. We intercept your Earth broadcast in the name of the Galactic Empire.
Welcome. Through this intergalactic broadcast, your planet and thousands like it are witnessing the glorious victory of the Galactic Empire. Tonight, we will finally crush Luke Skywalker and his Rebel Alliance. This time, there will be no escape from the dark side of the Force when the Empire strikes back.
Wow, that's really James Earl Jones?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think you could imitate him. I mean, they tried, but it's, yeah. Sounds like he has a cold, yeah. All that time on Hoth. Yeah, that was such a big deal. I didn't watch that whole thing. Thanks for playing that, but I did see that someone had reposted it, and it just put me in the mind of how big a deal that was to be able to see Empire Strikes Back. You would cancel your whole week of commitments to make sure you were home on Sunday night.
No, now you can just go. Now you can just go watch the Star Wars.
It's crazy. Well, after football and Golden Globes and whatnot last night, or no, I turned on the TV and the Golden Globes were in media res, but also on another competing network was Solo, a Star Wars story. And I was like, that's a big deal for somebody, because some kid hasn't seen Solo, a Star Wars story. It doesn't have cable, doesn't have streaming or whatever. Like, somebody's watching Solo, a Star Wars story on network TV because that's the first time they've seen Solo, a Star Wars story. I mean, that's still a big deal to somebody. Yeah. So I thought that was cool. I was like, wow, Star Wars is on the Sunday night movie. And like, that's just, and you reminded me there.
Let's see. TV ratings for January 7th. What do we got here? How did Solo, a Star Wars story do?
You've got immediate ratings on that? Yeah, what kind
think
of audience?
You could just get that, but
what's the share? What's the share on that?
I can't find out. I don't know. Yeah, it's all about whether the Globes were up. The Golden Globe ratings were up big. It says, wow.
Oh. Well, they didn't have
50% from last year. No, they were just last year.
It should be up 100% from last year. They didn't air last year, right?
Let's see. I can't tell. Boy. Oh well.
What was
the internet sucks.
What was the name of the in Royal Tenenbaums? What was the name of the assistant guy that stabs him in the leg?
Boy, I'm gonna need another view of that one to answer trivia. I enjoyed it a lot, but
yeah, that's the name he shot.
Been a minute.
Where's my javelina? Let's see.
I got another video to play. Another countdown to 5 recap of an Indiana Jones movie. This one for.
Oh, that's right. You guys still going with that?
This is well, we're done with it, but I haven't played these all on the show yet. So this is for Last Crusade. Want to see a recap of Last Crusade? Probably when it's done, that'll be the end of the show. So I don't know if you have anything more you want to get across about the show.
Pagoda? Where's my javelina? It's Pagoda.
Is it Pagoda? Pagoda.
Pagoda. Mr. Tenenbaum. Yeah, that sounds like a good way to close out this show. Thank you, people, for watching the silliness of the unboxing of various Harrison Ford likenesses were unboxed today. Well, okay, one Harrison Ford likeness was unboxed, but others were revealed. It's a magical time where Indiana Jones action figures are in stores. Very exciting. So thus it was a very exciting Christmas. It was a very Indiana Jones Christmas.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Never thought I'd see the day again. In a year with an Indiana Jones movie.
Wow, what a year. Still my favorite film of the year. Saw it 4 times.
That's the best.
Dial of Destiny. I will explain at length at themovieguys.net.
Yeah.
But we'll be back after our video. This is just a video, but then on the other side of it, I'll still be here. But check out this recap of Last Crusade. As only we could do it at the Countdown to 5 show with myself and Sean Blodgett. Well, let's get on to our recap of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And if you're one of those people who I just mentioned haven't seen these movies, oops, we're going to recap it anyway. But we're not going to. Let's go to the source and let Indy himself tell you what the film is about.
That's right. He is a legend. The film is a legend. The recap is perfectly acceptable. No, the recap is great. I mean, because it is directly from the legend.
My next adventure starts like all good Lucasfilm adventures, by taking an adult character you know and love and making him a kid. But, am I doing kid stuff like going to the Olympics or reading Tarzan books? No. I'm back in the damn desert again. This time in Utah, spelunking with my fellow Boy Scouts. Not that there's a spelunking merit badge either, which is a shame because it's fun to say spelunking. Well, where I spelunked, I ended up eyeing a bunch of looters who came across the priceless Cross of Coronado. Would have been a shame if that symbol of the horrible mistreatment and abuse of indigenous people fell into the hands of some bad guys. So I snatched it and ended up on a wild chase on horseback until I ended up in a train that housed the magically marvelous Backstory Circus. Bullwhips, scars, snakes, all get explained. But somehow I never ended up with a nagging lifelong fear of getting speared in the crotch by a rhino horn. Huh. I end up back home only to find that Dad doesn't get my back. The looter's boss has bought off the law, and I have to give back the cross. Would have been a great time for Dad to speak up. Well, as you can imagine, I funneled this frustration all the way to 1938, where I killed a whole boatload full of people to get the cross back, because, you know, it belongs in a museum. Speaking of Dad, it turns out he's gone missing. And when Mr. Moneybags, Walter Donovan, tells me this, do I just suddenly go quiet and do nothing? No, Dad, I do something and hop on a plane with Marcus for Venice. Anyway, Donovan also told me that as sure as coconuts migrate, Dad was seeking the Holy Grail. Yes, the Holy Grail. From the Last Supper? Turns out Dad sent me his Grail diary, but I'd been too busy fending off the advancements of my students to check it out. But I'm sure it had all kinds of interesting Grail facts in it, and probably the Last Supper wine list. By now, you're probably thinking like I was. This is quite the sausage party, isn't it? Thankfully, Elsa Schneider shows up to give me someone to flirt with, and then we enjoy more spelunking. Catacombs beneath the Venice Library contain a clue as to the Grail's whereabouts, and just as Elsa and I get that information, rats. Not rats sent after me by villains, but rats that just are always under the streets of Venice.
I mean, that's a good travel tip, kids.
Don't go to Venice. Anyway, after our escape, we're then chased by the Order of the Cruciform Sword, which are sworn to protect the Grail at all costs, until, of course, they realize that I'm just there to rescue my dad. Then they calm down a lot. They also tell me my dad is in a castle on the German-Austrian border. And oh yeah, Elsa and I do it. Now, in order to get into the castle, I must call on my most prized skill in being an archaeologist. That summer I did community theater in 1916. I pretend to be Scottish, until I realize no one cares and I hit low-rent Otto Preminger in the schnoz, which I should have done in the first place. Looking back, I actually can't believe I just shared that embarrassing moment with you. Anyway, turns out Nazis are behind my dad's kidnapping, and Elsa's one of them. I scrubbed and scrubbed my groin in the shower that night, I can tell you. But I did find Dad, and after he called me Junior, I shot a handful of Nazis at close range, which is really how I should have handled the guy who answered the castle door. It's not long, however, before Dad and I are tied up and more info is spilled, like Donovan is also a Nazi, and oh, Dad slept with Elsa. I scrubbed and scrubbed my groin in the shower that night, I can tell you! Dad and I escape on a motorcycle and eventually engaged in what can only be called plain Zeppelins and automobiles. This included a stop in Berlin to get the Grail diary back from Elsa and have a face-to-face with Hitler. Bad breath, by the way. No surprise. And did I mention Saul is back in the mix? He tells Dad and I that the Nazis now also know where the Grail is. So it's a game of who gets there first. and they have a slow-moving tank. Idiots. But Dad gets himself captured in sight of it. Idiot. It's on me then. Just on horseback to dispatch all the Nazis and save Dad, which I do because I'm Indiana Jones. I do archaeology and Scottish accents. The Nazis arrive at the Grail Temple first and keep losing low-level guys to the temple's traps. Then we're caught. And I'm the one who has to get past the traps and retrieve the Grail. Why? Because Donovan shot Dad. Turns out Dad's diary scribblings weren't all, who's the hottest female archaeologist and why, although that's in there. His other nonsense helped me get past the traps and meet an ancient knight. I wasn't sure if the knight had ill intentions, but regardless, I was prepared with a shrubbery. Turns out he was all, drink from the right cup and you'll live. Donovan didn't take his advice, so he turned to dust. But I knew the cup of a carpenter, and was able to use it to save Dad. Also got all raccoon on me and was so distracted by the shiny grail she fell to her death like a Disney villain. Leaving myself, Dad, Marcus, and Sala riding off into the sunset. Until the sun rose again, I guess. And I come back for 2 more adventures.
Well, that's everything you've wanted to know about The Last Crusade. Our apologies for spoilers if you're lame and haven't seen this movie.
I mean, not everybody who hasn't seen the movie is lame. I mean, well, maybe most of them.
Yeah.
No.
As a father, when you pick up your kid at school and you see all the other kids, you're like, half these losers haven't seen Last Crusade. What a shame. So that's fun.
Nicely done.
Yeah, written by yours truly, and then edited mostly by Sean, and then I think I had a hand in a little bit of that. I can't remember. Later, I think I did a little more as we tried to make deadlines, but the Countdown to 5 show, we just cover each Indiana Jones movie out there. But here's news. We're going to do one about Ghostbusters.
I heard this.
Yes.
Who better than someone who's got an Ecto 1 to host a show about Ghostbusters? Oh, yeah, because we've got another one coming out.
So, yeah, and it'll be the 5th one. So it's Countdown to 5 one more time, but it'll be Countdown to 5 Ghostbusters. And that's Justin Bowler in the striped and plaid there. He played Indiana. He played Indiana, and he wanted more of a role in this one, so now he's going to co-host. It'll be the 3 of us roundtabling and talking Ghostbusters. So,
well, that's not a bad co-host to have.
Yeah, we'll have fun.
Are you going to do any retellings like this? You have to do like a 85 VHS, instead of the film or whatever. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
because
of course, if you haven't seen it yet, Frozen Empire comes out March 29th, and so.
Oh, is it that soon?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's supposed to be out at the Christmas, but the strike killed it, pushed it ahead. So March 29th.
I got to tell you, one of the greatest things that ever happened is me stopping paying attention to what movies are going to be made and when they're coming out, and I'm constantly surprised. This trailer came out a month ago, and I was like, they made another Ghostbusters? And I remember years ago, I would, of course, known the first day they started shooting, and I would have been a part of that whole conversation and everything. And now I get to go, wait, they made a new one? And it's coming out soon? Yeah.
Like both this and Indy are doing, making up for lost time. I think we both agree we should have 10 of each of those franchises.
Right.
But we'll take what we can get. And Murray Ackroyd and Zeddemore. Hudson couldn't come up with a name for the love of God.
Yeah,
they go back to New York, but they put in all the newbies. So you got Rudd and you got the kids and from the Midwest and Carrie Coon all involved. It's going to be awesome.
Incredible.
And a new villain. So that's, Afterlife was great, but it'll be fresh to have a new villain. The Death Kill that does this Frozen thing. It should be fun.
Yeah, but I mean, Gozer isn't exactly the Lex Luthor of the series. I mean, we'd only seen her once. So I did like having that back, especially when we're introducing such a brand new concept. It's like, I don't know if the word is correct, but grounded because Gozer is in it. But yeah.
Well, look, I'll take Gozer and Zool as long as you put it in a new place like they did, introduce a bunch of new characters like they did in Afterlife. So if you bring it back to New York, that's fine. We get a new villain. Great. Something's got to be new in the mix, and they're doing that every time. And I knew they were getting a new Ghostbusters movie because Afterlife spent way less than Paul Feig did. So they made more. So they got greenlit.
Yeah, I mean that cast costs less than the cast of the other Ghostbusters too.
Yeah,
you
but
know? I mean,
I think we all know they spent the money on the worst parts of that Ghostbusters 2016 movie. The part we don't talk about with all the effects and stuff at the end. Like, we don't care about that. We like the characters and the jokes.
yeah.
So,
But yeah, that
that's-
is the triumph of that is the jokes in that.
yeah.
Oh, now see, I mean, it was amazing in the latest Mission Impossible that Dickhead shows, Computer Fight shows back up. You know, but yeah, if Walter Peck comes back, that would be that'd be awesome.
Still working for the EPA. That'd be fun.
Be a very similar return of a legacy character. I like that.
Because I'm curious of what you do here. He's the best.
Here, I know. So good. What a great dickhead.
Yeah. And when I went to Ghostbuster Fan Fest 2018 for the 35th anniversary, he was there. So
He was there.
yeah.
Dickhead from that and Die Hard. I mean, that's a good.
Search the archives of themovieguys.net. You'll see my article about great 80s bad guys. Great 80s jerks. Yeah,
Yes.
jerks. William Atherton for sure.
William
Because not
Atherton.
just Real Genius as well, right? He was a jerk all the time. And of course the Paul Gleason, right, from Die Hard and Breakfast Club. And the guy who played Kent in Real Genius was also the jerk in Bachelor Party. But it was funny because Kent was such a nerd, but in Bachelor Party he played like a rich prick. So the range on that guy was also great. But nothing better than 80s jerks. And of course William Zabka.
And Zabka.
Yeah.
The king. Yeah.
Zabka killing it.
You remember when nobody knew that reference? William Zabka. And guys like you and
like
me and Sandy
25
Marshall
years.
would be like, William Zabka. Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah. Boy, I know they're going to wrap up Cobra Kai, and then I just hope he keeps working. I could just see him playing cops and having real fun with roles. And
Get that guy a TV show.
yeah, it'd be great.
By the way, in your little Indiana Jones montage, I couldn't help but notice when Indy was in the tunnels with the rats, there is an Indiana Jones action figure of him dressed like the professor with the bow tie. So when he meets with Donovan, that look is in precisely two scenes, when he's at the school and when he meets with Donovan. But I always thought, that when he goes underneath Paris or Venice, he still has the bow tie. No, it's the. So do I want that figure? It's only the meeting with Donovan really is the only time he has it, because after that he swaps it out for the same suit, but swaps it out for the tie.
They didn't just have tie interchangeable. They changed Tot's head.
Oh,
I mean, they
if
should
have
just change the
interchangeable
tie.
ties. That'd be amazing. I'll have to look that up. If it doesn't have an interchangeable tie, then I'm totally in. Because now I need to put together the Grail pedestal as well.
Yeah.
But it occurred to me some of these looks are so obscure. For example, the meeting with Donovan is the only time in the college is the only time he has the bow tie. It would be so funny if this series, which is so in crazy with the number of looks that are worn for only a scene, if they did the one of the Scottish just him with the coat and the beret, like just an action figure.
No
the
thanks.
Coat and the beret version. Yeah.
That is boy, I do think about you showed him with that giant sword that he uses pretty much to just cut the gong and hide behind it to jump out the
right.
the
Yeah,
other.
exactly. That's how.
But it
obscure
reminded
is.
me of the machete and how I was saying earlier, how like he never really uses it to like kill anybody. I wonder what he's doing with it. He uses it mainly just to cut the bridge.
Yeah.
But can you imagine that if he just like went like sliced the guy in half who just kind of like slid apart?
Just
totally different movie.
Arms falling to the ground as his feet run away.
But all right, well, I think that's our show. Yeah.
Oh,
our
I think
goal:
that's the show.
get Sabrina watched, get it ready to go for next week. Get Sabrina Ramirez as our guest, and hopefully show clips from our interview with her next week, because I don't think she can come live on the show. But we'll have plenty to talk about with Sabrina, and I'm excited to see it again because I've only seen it once, and it had to be 1995. So
I've seen this one a few times, but I'm excited to kind of enjoy it all the way through. I feel like the last time I was pulling clips, and so I kind of got.
Did Williams score it? Is that it?
Yeah, it's a Williams score, which is cool. So name all of the John Williams scores for non-Lucas Spielberg movies. It's a fun little piece of trivia.
Fiddler on the Roof, of course.
Sorry.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford movies, right? Oh
Okay,
no. The other one would keep us busy all day.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Yeah. So So another entry in a Harrison Ford movie that is not Lucas or Spielberg with the John Williams score. So that's fun. I think there's only 2, right? Is this in Presumed Innocent?
Oh yeah, Presumed Innocent.
I think so.
Yeah. Did he do Random Hearts? If not, then no.
I don't think so.
Then
Well, is that Sidney Pollack?
Yeah.
Then maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
6 Days, 7 Nights? No, he wouldn't do that.
Don't
All right.
think so. All right.
Until next week. Where's what am I doing? Oh, there it is.
1, 2, 3. Hey, get out of the car! Police! Police, get out! Hey! Hey, look! Come on! Get out of here!
Hey, that's
Come here!
mine!
Ah! Bitch! Move, police! Move, move, move! God damn it! You all right? Watch out! Move! Move! Move!